Hello there, this is Richard from Death and Service, bringing you another video diary on another sunny spring morning. Today coming from St John the Baptist churchyard in Pawlett. Nice, tranquil churchyard, bit of traffic noise in the background. A lovely, gorgeous sunny day today here in Somerset. And focusing today on one Commonwealth War grave over here in the shade of this tree, belonging to Charles Hookins. Now, Charles Hookins was born on the 15th of October 1895 here in Pawlett. He was the 8th of 9 children, and his parents were William and Susan. William was a labourer in a local brickyard, but when he finished his schooling, Charles went to work on his cousin's farm in the neighbouring village of Huntsville. This was only a temporary move, however, and on the 7th of April 1913, Charles joined the Great Western Railway. Initially, he was employed as an engine cleaner, and he was sent to work at the Dyffryn yard in South Wales. He soon moved on, however, and by October 1913, he was living in Tondu, to the north of Bridgend, where he worked as an engine fireman. War was declared in the summer of 1914, and within weeks of hostilities being announced, Charles stepped up to play his part. He enlisted on the 1st of September 1914 in Bridgend and joined the Royal Field Artillery. Gunner Hookins spent most of the next year on home soil training and became attached to the 57th Brigade. On the 2nd of August 1915, his unit set off for the Mediterranean. Unusually, his troop made their way across mainland France rather than sailing around Spain and Portugal. They left European shores from Marseille on the 7th of August 1915 and arrived at Suvla Bay on the Gallipoli Peninsula just 9 days later. The 57th Brigade remained at Gallipoli for the next 5 months, and during this time, in November 1915, the now acting Bombardier Hookins spent a week in the local field ambulance, though causes were unknown. On the 17th of January 1916, he was moved to Alexandria in Egypt, where he spent another week admitted to a field hospital. After a couple of months' grace, he was transferred back to France, again disembarking in Marseille, and he spent another week in hospital. And he was then invalided back to England, eventually arriving back home at the end of April. Acting Bombardier Hookins had contracted pulmonary tuberculosis, and the risk to others, as well as his own health, led to him being discharged from military service on the 15th of July 1916, having served for just under 2 years. At this point, Charles' trail goes cold. He returned home, but his medical condition was ultimately to get the better of him. He passed away on the 9th of January 1919 at the age of just 23. He was laid to rest here in the quiet graveyard of St John the Baptist Church in his home village of Pawlett.